Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never known an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. An extra DB for the 49ers now on third.
Brings up third and 1.
Nick's going to give to Harden. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down.
It's fourth down.
Yes, it's the first half, but we'll see if that stuff there on 3rd and 1 comes back to haunt him.
I hope you don't mind, but it's not going to stop me from putting a check mark next to this play. Let's look back as this game progresses and see if this is one of the key plays in the game, even though it occurred early.
They find some open field here. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
And the Broncos first down.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. On play action, here's Nix. Finds his tight end Ingram. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds.
17 more
They
yards.
moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. To throw, here's Nix. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. From 4 yards out. And the Broncos are able to move back in front. An out route there for the score. A quick out route there for the score.
Yeah, you're not really surveying the defense on this one. You're just counting on timing, making this play happen. 1-2, ball's out of his hands. Knows where he's going, just puts it to the outside. Touchdown.
Lutz with the extra point. And the lead is now 10-7.
Broncos 10, 49ers 7. Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. To the 20-yard line and no further.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they're trying to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Purdy will set up to throw it here. He'll get this out right here to McCaffrey.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
They'll come up now, 3rd and 3. And you see Purdy, he's going to shift him around. They'll try and pick it up in McCaffrey. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4.
It's 4th down.
They'll go for it. Here's Purdy. That's into the hands of the rookie from Ole Miss. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And it'll be 2nd and a couple.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
And from the 42 now, here's 2nd and 2. Out of the gun, Purdy. And he'll dump this out to his running back, McCaffrey. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Shotgun now with Purdy. Another grab here for the dynamic Christian McCaffrey. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a first down.
A gain of 12. First down, 49ers.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Purdy looking to throw. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 24-yard line. 11 yards for number 11. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
94 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
And a 49er first down.
Purdy. Trying for Ayuk, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Riley Moss. And the Broncos are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
Well, indeed, trying to run it out as they start on the ground. An anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Now it's Nix. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
They'll take over 40-yard line.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
2nd and 10. Purdy from the gun.
That's caught by Jennings. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Back to throw, Purdy. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Purdy will look to throw again here.
Well, that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points.
This is up and good from Pinheiro.
And that will do it for this first half. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports.
Will Lutz to kick off for the Broncos.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through. End zone for a touchback here. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles, as we start the third quarter. Curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one, and we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee-wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey.
Loose inside the 30. Christian McCaffrey.
And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Christian McCaffrey with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the 49ers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10.
Niners 17, Broncos 10.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Second down and 8. Off the play fake. Here's Nix. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across. The 40. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a third down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
He'll try to pick it up himself, and he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up fourth down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
They're going. It's Nix. He'll try to do it himself. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. Here's Purdy. Down there right side, it's McCaffrey. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's second down and 7. Throwing here, Purdy. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Oh, he tried to fit it in back over the middle, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Alex Singleton. And the Broncos are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 40-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A good down to possibly take a shot, and in fact, they'll come up with an empty backfield on 2nd and inches.
At their 49-yard line.
Not liking the look, they'll change the play. Nix to the air. That's taken in by Franklin. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
A gain of 3 yards. And the Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Here's Nix. A short throw to Ingram. He's got room at the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here. Nix looking to throw again.
Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
Marvin Mims,
26 yards.
and the Broncos are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Brandon, what we just saw there were 2 guys who are in sync. The person delivering the ball, but especially the person running the route. Tremendous job. It results in a terrific play.
What's good on the extra point? And that will level the playing field at 17-all. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he probably wishes he would have sat on that one. Instead, he's only able to get this up beyond the 15-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. The interception on the last drive proved costly, led to the tying score, so 17-all as they come up on a first down. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Another run with McCaffrey on second down.
And he'll lose yardage on this one, back to the 13. 1 yard is the loss. They back up even further to a 3rd and 15. The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
Gets by him, and now a little daylight. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Welcome back now to Denver. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Purdy now to throw.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga.
And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Majors used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
A handoff. Here's Harvey.
And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 with about the 4. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Throwing Nix.
And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. They go backwards there in 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
To throw is Nix.
And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. R.J. Harvey, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Broncos have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the 4th. Lutz with the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down.
And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
3rd down. Here's McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
1st down, San Francisco.
On the toss, they run wide side with McCaffrey. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Alex Singleton on the tackle. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
So it's 49er football here as we get you reset.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. Here's a 2nd and 7.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again.
Short game, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely, this defense, they're saying go right ahead with those.
The noise is getting deafening. Here's 3rd down and 3. Here's Purdy. He's got his running back out of the backfield.
And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 41-yard line.
49er, 1st down. A gain of 16 yards.
Purdy to throw. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain.
Agreed, that's twice now in this 4th quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Now it looks like he'll throw here.
Setting up a screen for Harvey.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
A 7-yard gain. That's good for a Broncos 1st down.
To throw, here's Nix. Now he's going to step up and run. He gets this into the hands of Harvey.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
They're trying to tiptoe the pylon, but they're going to say he stepped out at the 1-yard line.
And if it wasn't over before, it is now. Looking for that one final first down. They got it and then some. And if they play things right from here on out, that should just about assure them a victory.
And he is going to lose yardage here.
He kept it in his hands and tried to push it across the goal line himself, but the defensive front wouldn't allow him to do so, bringing up second down and a bit farther.
5-yard line.
A give, Dobbins trying the right side. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
Well, CD, for the losing side, they had opportunities in this one, but big plays just didn't go their way, especially late, and they have to suffer the L here.
It certainly felt like that takeaway, once it happened, it knocked the wind out of their sails, and they just couldn't get their equilibrium back.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Broncos are winners as we say so long from Denver.